Welcome to the Monday Movie Club.
Frank,
This
the
week,
TV looks like it's on fire.
Yeah.
it's actually the fan is on and
Oh,
the light is on. So yeah, it's on fire. Now everybody's going to look at that the whole time. Thanks for pointing it out.
Can't you just throw a T-shirt over the TV?
This one, you just want to see my chest. All right, here.
You know, Mark is all for topless video.
Every week, yeah.
If you
All
did,
right, wait a minute now.
do we were-
Do we have to start over?
Yes.
All right. Last week we began our preparation for everything's going wrong now. You talked too loud? He ran away?
you went like this with your shirt and started showing your boobs.
I would run away too.
Scared the cat.
Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. I come to you from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee this week. Last week we began our preparation for Deadpool and Wolverine, which hits theaters, did already this weekend, right?
Yep.
But we watched the other two Deadpool movies last week. We watched Deadpool 1, which was just called Deadpool, in 2016. This week, Deadpool 2 from 2018. I already said I'm Super Bowl pool. And then, of course, Joel Poole 2. He was Joel Poole last week. Mark Wotitz is P in the Pool. And this Deadpool is the comic book version, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Goldpool 2, Once Upon a Cringer, because he's gone now.
Yeah.
And Annie King's in her kitchen. She's swimming pool this week. Do you have a swimming pool?
No.
No. So it's false advertising.
Wish I was in a swimming pool.
Wishful thinking. All right. Here's the basic plot. Ryan Reynolds returns as the wisecracking mercenary Deadpool. Here he meets Russell, an angry teenage mutant who becomes the target of Cable, played by Josh Brolin, who is a genetically enhanced soldier from the future. Is he a Terminator?
Dun, 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 dun.
And it was funny because when I went to watch it on Disney Plus, on the Disney Plus site, it says the only description is the sequel to the first one.
Yes. Yes.
Very cute. And the rivalry with Wolverine is right up front. That was cute. New Pinder returns. But here's my problem with the entire movie. Every beat of the first movie is repeated in this movie. Every single beat. So whereas it was charming and adorable in the first one, here's like, oh, didn't we do this already? For me. Although, me being the Barbra Streisand fan, when the clip of the uncle came up, and he's like, Papa, can you hear me? Why does that sound familiar? Papa, can you hear me? And then he was, do you want to build a snowman? I'm like, oh my God! That is brilliant. Whoever thought of that.
Ryan Reynolds thought of it,
Did he? That's funny.
according to the trivia.
So he really is gay. Okay. So as funny as the titles were in the first movie, again, here, just a retread. There was a chuckle or two, but it was still, again. TJ Miller, even less funny here. I'm sorry. I'm glad he's not in the next one. I assume he's not. And then we resort to poop jokes and piss jokes. Is this what we've come to? And they really are assuming I know more about the X-Men than I really do. Is a conversion facility really a thing in the X-Men where they bring kids?
Annie.
Or is this just for this movie?
I think Annie got overloaded.
Yeah.
I don't remember what movie.
Anybody?
It's in the comic books. Yes, there are conversion facilities.
But it wasn't in any of the X-Men movies?
It's been a while since I've seen them. There might have been. I don't remember.
Mark, I would think you were the expert in that area, but obviously not.
The expert.
And the X.
Yeah, exactly. X-Force.
And of course, Deadpool not seeing what I assume is a meeting of the X-Men that he wasn't invited to was very cute. And so were they filming an X movie at the time? And he just like said, let's take this section.
Again, I read in the trivia, it was from a 2017 movie and they knew he needed, I don't know if they knew he needed a scene, but they sent a scene to them.
Oh, because he had already done the 2016 and he's like, well, let's just take this because we know we're going to do a sequel.
Yeah.
All right. So that was cute too. And is Matt Damon officially the king of the cameos? Why can't he get a real role? And quite frankly, and him, and Alan Tudyk, that's the scene with the two of them.
Yeah.
I would not have known it was them unless somebody said it to me.
Ah,
Because the camera was so far away, I could barely see them on my little screen.
well, and Alan Tudyk basically had no lines, and he said like one thing before he was
Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
And I
You could
I
tell
would
it was, you could tell it was Matt Damon because of the vocal inflections.
Yeah.
I didn't
only
get
towards
that.
again, I don't know because you already said that it was going to be him. Spoiler. And so I knew it was him, but I don't know until the end if I would have even known it was him. And the Brad Pitt thing, if you would have blinked, you would have missed it.
That was cute though.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like a CGI moment. Was he even there? Did he just
He was on set for one day.
for one day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cute. And yeah, there were so many good superhero put down jokes. Zip it, Thanos was funny.
Oh my God.
Shut it, Black Widow. Oh my god.
The whole racism theme too with Black Tom, which he is an Irish. He's Black Irish,
Yeah.
in the comic.
Oh, funny.
Hold on, and you want to talk about racist tropes back in the day? His superpower was to shoot energy beams out of his shillelagh. That's literally his mutant power, Black Tom.
But of course, here they resort to the worst TV series cliche when the series is faltering, bring in a kid.
Mm.
Granted, this one is a fat Australian kid with fire throwing hands, but still a kid. So I was not a fan of him.
Yeah.
And the collars kept reminding me of the dog collars from Up. I expected them to start barking.
That is a theme throughout a lot of the X-Men throughout the years. They would, they magically just had no power collars, and they put it on you, and you lose your powers. That's
Yeah.
like over the last 40
Easy
years.
riding, as Deadpool would call it.
Yes.
One of my
And-
favorite jokes.
And some of the references are older than the ones they still use on Family Guy that are like 30-year-old references that nobody's going to get. When the whole thing, when his legs were little and his little penis, and TJ Miller says it's his basic instinct, I was like, oh, please. How is that funny?
No, but your straight short cocking it was a fantastic line. How many times you've heard that in a movie?
And then there was another mutant. I had to look him up because there's so many friggin' X-Men. I didn't even know them. This one was called Juggernaut, the one that had the...
Yes.
Annie now knows Juggernaut was in X-Men 3.
Yes.
But why is he so mad at Deadpool? I had no idea. All of a sudden he comes out and he hates him.
No, he is an unstoppable force. He'll just rip you apart,
I
But
wish
he hated Deadpool. I don't know why.
everybody hates Deadpool. You hate Deadpool.
No, I don't. I think he's very funny, very clever, and
You said you don't like the movie.
I feel it was too much of a retread of the first one. And then they have the whole fight with Cable, and then they just leave him there to pursue them another day. I'm like, check if he's dead. And another fart joke. So clever. Then the X-Force. Who the fuck are these people?
Cable was actually an X-Force, and there's so many derivatives of anything with an X. They named a team out of it as an extension of the X-Men.
But even before we can try to care about them a little bit, then they all get killed.
That's the joke.
All right. And again, everything that happened in Deadpool in 1, like he got impaled again. Everything was a retread of the first one. And this is my biggest complaint. You know I love multiversing. So if the bear changed back because the future is different, then wouldn't that mean that Cable would have never shown up in the first place? Come on, there would have been no movie.
Well, sure.
All right.
Well, he had the time thing on him, and that takes you out of the time stream. So
Yeah, I'm not streaming. And I just read that James Mangold, who directed Logan, said that multiverse options were the end of good storytelling.
Mm.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
No,
All right, I'm
that's
gonna-
a short-sighted comment by somebody who doesn't understand storytelling over a long period of time.
No. I
Yes,
disagree.
yes.
No,
No.
because this is the thing for me. It's like they can never die. They can never be dead.
Sure they
Because
can.
every single time they come back, they come back, they come back.
Welcome
Look
to
at
comic books, Frank. That's how it is in the
Wolverine is
comics.
coming
No
back.
one ever stays dead. They always come back.
Wolverine is coming back. It's
He
too
did
annoying.
come back.
All right, I'm going with 2.75 stars on this one. It was definitely too long. Ryan Reynolds made it very fun. There were too many in jokes I didn't get. Some I would have never gotten if I didn't see Deadpool 1 last week. And by the end, I was all Groundhog Day out. Why is he never dead? Good Lord. Okay. So, yeah, 2.75 for me. Let's go to Annie swimming pool.
Yeah.
Now you had quite the week because you watched a lot of X-Men stuff.
Yes. And they just keep coming back. I'm so confused with all the timelines and the back and the forth and then the 70s and the 90s and oh my God. I'm too
Thank you for
confused.
feeling my pain.
Yes. But
So,
Having said that,
having said that,
I actually like Deadpool 2 better than Deadpool 1.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I can't even remember what was in it since we already watched the next one. But I'm just so confused. Now I'm gonna have to go, Amy, and watch it again before
Yeah.
next week.
well, just watch the Once Upon a Deadpool. That's brilliant.
Yes, and I thought that was hysterical with
Oh my
Fred
God.
Savage. That was
right. So for those of you who don't know, Deadpool 2 was rated R. And on Blu-ray, they released Once Upon a Deadpool, which was a PG-13. Was it also in the movies, Joe?
It's in the theaters, yeah.
It was in theaters. PG-13 version. At the very beginning of it, he wakes somebody up in a bed, and the covers came off, and it's the adult Fred Savage in a recreation of the Princess Bride set. And so he's kidnapped him to tell him the story of Deadpool 2. It's very clever. It's not just that one joke in the middle. It's actually all throughout the movie. It's very funny.
Very.
I actually thought it was funnier than this movie was.
well, I enjoyed that one a lot. That was really funny. And I thought it was funny, it was good. The soundtrack is great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, love the music.
Of course, when they went to If I Could Turn Back Time, was that this week?
hmm
I was like, okay, now they got Cher to agree. That's great.
Great to hear who they got to agree in 3.
Ooh.
Did you see it already?
Yeah, Annie and I saw it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yes, which is why I'm even more confused now.
I know.
Yeah, which one was which one?
We
Right.
need to saw it Saturday. Because today's
Right, we
Monday.
saw it 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do remember telling Amy before we saw it, I like Deadpool 2 better than Deadpool 1.
Yeah.
And I was giving it 3.5 stars. That much I remember. I don't know why, and I can't even tell you the parts, but I thought the ending with the coin was kind of like cool when he is that a spoiler?
No, we could spoil
That's a
too.
3-year-old movie. Who gives a
From
shit?
a,
Yeah. Yeah.
from a 2018 movie? But it's been done before. Go on.
Yes, and then he goes back in time, and I guess that's where the whole TVA comes in and stuff. But,
Yeah.
but it didn't did he actually, is there a universe where he actually saves the girl and they're still together? I guess.
Well, at the end of it, it shows that
Right.
she is alive.
Oh, right. Cousin 3. Okay, I'm not going to say it because then I'll give away all of 3 before you guys watch it. So,
I know she's in the trailer, so I know she's in it. That's all I know. Yeah.
yeah, just not as I thought it was going to be. But anyway, move on. I'm too confused.
Move along. Move
I'm
along.
confused.
Nothing to see here.
All right. So you watched X-Men Origins and Deadpool was in that. Then you watched Logan, hoping to get some backstory so you could go to the movie and see Deadpool and Wolverine, who
Yeah.
changed his outfit for the new movie.
Right.
Why did you not watch the Wolverine? Since
I did. I watched them all.
you did watch the
Oh,
Wolverine then.
Yes, I watched X-Men, then Days of Future Past, and The Dark Phoenix, and I
Oh, you
watched
did
them
Dark
all.
Phoenix? That you should have left that one alone.
Yeah, I watched them all. I'm like, oh, so tired. So
she's
confused.
she's
They keep,
X-Men out.
yes, they keep coming back. They're good.
Did you like the cast from the 2000s, or did you like the first class cast better?
Um,
How many X-Men movies are there?
9,
9?
4, 5, 6, 7.
9, 10 maybe?
I think there was an X-Men X, right? That was 10.
No, there was no X-Men X. It's X-Men
think-
X2, The Last Stand, Wolverine
Origins.
The Wolverine, First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, Logan,
Yeah.
and if you want to get technical, The New Mutants.
Huh.
We don't want to get technical.
Did you watch that one too?
no, is that one I missed?
What
It's
is
not
it?
it's not technically an X-Men movie, but it's a subset of it. Yeah.
Some of them are in it.
No, it's just in the comic books, the New Mutants are connected to the X-Men. In the movie, they're not.
Yes, and I didn't like the Wolverine one really. It was just him, and it
Yeah.
wasn't the X-Men, so it wasn't.
Yeah, but you get Yukio back in.
Yes, I love Yukio, and he's like, "Hey, isn't that Yukio from Deadpool?" Yeah.
All right, so whatever Annie remembered from it, she gives it 3.5 stars. Who picked this movie anyway? Was this Joel? It was Joel, right?
Tactically, I picked number 1, Joel picked number 2.
So then you can go next, pee in the pool.
I also, like Annie, like this one a little bit more than Deadpool. I thought it was better pacing, and origin stories can be a touch, boring with the setting everything up. I did have one nit, same as you said, Frank. The kid, it was just like the girl in Logan, just too screechy. Everything was just screaming. It got
Nonstop.
old real fast. But even he had some good lines. Insert prison wallet here, I liked so many parts were fantastic and clever. Frank, your point to some of the stuff was done already. Sure, but that's his shtick. He's gonna be Deadpool in all the movies. He's gonna probably do it again in number 3. But for me, the first class X-Men cameo, Deadpool wearing Cerebro and pretending to be telepathic and trying to talk along with whoever he was talking to. The whole Papa, can you hear me? And knowing that Josh Brolin is Barbara's stepson, I'm assuming he got clearance from him first. I don't know, but
Well, he used the clip, so obviously he had to
yeah,
run that by at least whoever owns that now.
Yeah.
Turner.
GM.
and the entire X-Force part, and I mean, how many times are you going to get a human centipede reference in there, which was fantastic. And I'm the same age now that Josh Brolin was when he was filming this movie. And as a guy who I work out religiously and I still have a soft belly, his physique was phenomenal. And I give it up to him because that is a lot of diet as well. He worked hard for that, and I was very impressed.
Well, he's obviously more convicted than you are.
But if you're going to pay me $4 million to be in a movie, I'll tweak my diet. Yeah. I thought Cable really being after Russell in jail, first time seeing it was a great surprise. Obviously, I know the movie now; I've seen it many times, but you think that he's there for Deadpool, and then you realize he's there for the kid. I thought that was great. The fight he has with Cable in prison, I thought was great. And I truly love the take on me sequence and his entire relationship with Vanessa. I thought it was very touching. I enjoy this more than the first one, but I'm going to give it the same stars, which is 3.5, because I can't quite go 3 3/4 for this.
I think part of it for me too is that I'm not as vested in it because I don't know all the X-Men stuff. So it's not, for me, it's not that kind of, wet my pants like it is for you.
Totally get it. And I remember, though, I didn't know Deadpool really before, I guess technically before
But you
Wolverine
had
Origins.
seen all the X-Men movies before that.
I've seen all the X-Men movies, and I grew up reading them. So to have him in just walking around the X Mansion and making
Yeah.
those jokes about nobody else being there. Yeah, it is totally
Yeah.
for fanboys like me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nostalgia thing for you. I don't have any nostalgia for it.
I get that.
Gold Pool.
Well, I certainly don't have nostalgia for it either, having only seen the original X-Men back in 2000. So I'm sure there were
But
plenty of
didn't
things.
you also watch Origins? You watched it, right?
I watched the Wolverine Origins. I
Mhm.
just watched that last night.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that
after.
I
Oh,
watched that
okay.
after 3, and so I went into 1 having seen it and not remembering it, and I hadn't seen 2, and I didn't watch anything prior to that, and I watched Logan before seeing 3, but I only watched half of it, whatever came up, and I stopped, and then 3 gives away the entire ending of Logan. So then last night I finally finished Logan, and that's when I went to
Oh, so you're saying I need to watch Logan before we go to
you don't
C3?
need to, but I mean it won't hurt. It's
I
not a
actually,
bad
I
movie.
actually did see Logan.
Oh, you did? Oh, then you'll be fine.
I don't remember any of it. I'm Amy Goldman on that thing.
It's everyone talks about it. He dies at the end. It's a good
Yeah.
fitting send-off death for
Yeah.
Wolverine. Yeah.
And then he's back
Yeah,
No, he's not. A different
in the
version
yellow
of
suit.
him is back.
but
Yellow
I had
suit.
no idea he died at the end. I was like,
Oh.
I huge laugh on, but I did take 8th grade Spanish, so ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Because that's the first thing you learn in Spanish is where is the library. It's amazing. 4 minutes in, and I can already tell it's going to be another fabulous soundtrack as we have a montage of Deadpool working to Dolly Parton's 9 to 5. Just brilliant. Big chuckle when he and Vanessa exchange anniversary gifts, and she said, "It's my IUD," and he said, "A bomb."
Yes.
IED.
Yes.
I did kind of groan when the silly credits started again, Frank, but they were so clever and so cute. When he said he was about to do the superhero landing and he landed and he heard his knees crackle, and he's like, that is really whatever he said, impractical or something.
Yeah.
When Cable came into the mutant prison and he turned the dial up on his machine gun to 11, adorable. How did the only thing that bothered me was they he said every superhero hits rock bottom. This is rock bottom. He's at the water. He shoots back up out of the water and he's lying on the hard ice and snow. All of a sudden, the next scene he's in the bar. Like that's just very convenient for me. I would like to know how he actually got there. No, to me it's just lazy writing, really. Boy, did I love all those references to lazy writing. I think he says it in 3 too. Mark, I actually restarted the movie since it had been days between seeing it, and then I just restarted it. And I purposely noticed this time the cure for blindness with the bag of cookies. That was adorable.
I totally missed that the first and probably second time I watched it. So it is definitely easy to miss.
Oh, but it's so
Yeah,
funny.
if you didn't mention it, I probably would have missed it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so clever. I love the chant for Juggernaut.
Juggernaut.
When he said, "Who can stop this motherfucker?" Very cute. But as always, the final climactic scene went on way too long. I was like, "Oh, this scene has got to end already." That one was brutal, and I hated his voice work as Juggernaut. I thought he was terrible. I thought it was a really bad actor until I found out it was Ryan. And the
It
way
was
he,
Ryan.
yeah,
Yeah.
the way he, but it says in the credits Juggernaut as himself, which I thought was very clever. The way he was killed by pulling his pants down and shoving the wire up his butt was ridiculous. Oh, yeah,
Butt jokes are funny, ain't?
yeah. But he did say, "But you didn't have to go full Yentl." That cracked me up, as he got like a circumcision. Oh my God, I love the first part of the closing credits when they had little cartoon drawings that matched each person's job. You know, like the editor had scissors cutting the film. That was all so cute. And finally, oh, that's it. That's it.
And finally, that's it.
Because it was something I already said. I did really enjoy it. I don't know if I liked it more or less, but I would give them both 3.5 stars.
3 what?
3.5.
Ay, ay, ay.
You
I'm the Barry Hattrick. For sure.
are the Barry Hattrick this week for sure.
Joe Pool too.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. It was I found it to be as fun as the first film. It was enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. My only complaint is I really wish they had gotten, even though they bulked him up from what he had looked like in X-Men the Last Stand, I really would have preferred Vinnie Jones to come back as Juggernaut, because I kind of liked him in that movie. But they could have bulked him up for this and had him do the voice. It would have been better than Ryan Reynolds' shtick. But it is what it is.
Maybe there was a reason why he didn't come back.
Yeah, they decided not to bring him back and didn't ask him. So
Maybe he wanted more money.
no, he would have done it.
Oh, you know him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I'm gonna give it the same as I gave the first one. I liked it as much as the first one, so I'm gonna give that a 3.333333333. However, I will say this: the Once Upon a Deadpool version, I will give 3.5.
Ah.
Yeah, I would go to 3.25 for the Once Upon a
cute.
Deadpool.
So
It was
cute.
very adorable.
And also very adorable that I forgot to mention was the audition scene to join the X-Force was adorable.
Yeah.
And I loved how she had just luck. That was her superpower. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, try 7. Oh yeah, because it's going to be one number. All of that was adorable.
Yes and no. I think it would have been more adorable if you knew who they really were. Aren't they really X-Men people?
Yeah, I didn't have a clue. I still enjoyed it, and I could see it being even more enjoyable if we did know them for
The
sure.
guy who created Rob Liefeld, who created Deadpool, also created Domino, and that's why there was another Rob Liefeld joke in there that you would not have gotten when she saves the day with her luck.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised because please don't tell me, but I from what I read, it was confirmed that she did not return in Deadpool 3, and I'm surprised.
Okay. So that's everybody.
Yep.
And we talked about Once Upon a Deadpool. So the post-credit sequence, Deadpool goes around fixing the timeline. You know what I'm going to say to that? Motherfucker. So this whole movie was for nothing. We could have just skipped it. And obviously Hugh Jackman was too busy to film his bit because that was just clips from Deadpool Origin. He wasn't
Wolverine
there,
origin, yeah, yes.
right?
Yep.
All right. Anybody have any comments on fixing the timeline?
I will. Yes, I will say this. I've said it before. Mark will agree with me. Ryan Reynolds has to stop shitting on Green Lantern at this point.
100%.
It is. He is good in it. It is not the best Green Lantern film we could have gotten. It's not the worst Green Lantern film we could have gotten. It's a fun film, and as someone who is a big Green Lantern fan and didn't think Ryan Reynolds was right for that role, he pulls it off nicely. He is not the problem with that film. It's some of the scripting is an issue. So
I do agree 100%. However, I did find that scene at the end of Deadpool 2
funny.
hilarious. Yeah.
Very funny that he shoots himself.
Yeah.
To stop him from making.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like it's got to stop. You know, even George Clooney has stopped shitting on Batman and Robin. He is not the problem with that movie. You know.
But it wasn't well received, and it wasn't right. And it I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's got like 25%.
Rotten
So
Tomatoes.
obviously-
I'm not going to comment on Rotten Tomatoes again. It's
And the audience score is 45. So obviously people hated it.
that's not the issue.
He's
It is
not alone.
It is a fun film, and he needs to get over. I hate when people shit on their own work. It annoys the
Well,
crap.
obviously he doesn't like it.
No.
Why can he not like it?
Because he's not allowed to. You make it, you like it.
He's allowed to. He's allowed to say he didn't think it was a good movie.
It sounds more like Joel is saying he's pandering to the audience by saying
Right.
it's not
Yes.
a good movie.
But
He
It
might
was-
think it's a good movie, but the audience wants to see him shitting on it.
Yes.
It was no
But he
Blade
didn't have
Trinity.
to
That's all I'll
include
say.
those scenes. He didn't have to include those scenes.
Blade.
It's no Green Hornet. You said
He was in. He was also. He was in. He's got a lot of ties to Marvel because he was in Blade Trinity, which was the third Blade movie, and he was hilarious in it, playing a wisecracking. It's what he does in every movie.
Yeah.
But that movie was not well received either. I'm surprised he hasn't shit on that.
Okay.
Oh, I love how he shot himself when he was the Deadpool from
And he kept
Origin.
shooting. He's paused, talked, and then kept shooting. Yeah.
And when I
Fantastic.
saw that blade, I stopped with the blade. When I saw that Deadpool in Origins with the sewn up lips, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know this character. Was he in 2 or 3?
Funny.
All right. Well, Deadpool 2 is available on Disney Plus. If you're going to do homework before going to see the movies, you have a lot of work to do. Or you could rent it from Prime, $3.79, or borrow the DVD from your library. Next week, some of us already went to the movies. The rest of us will be going this week to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and we'll discuss it next Monday, right here, same Deadpool time, same Deadpool channel. I'm Frank Gaffney. Go see this movie. And
Bye,
the
Yukio.
now at your local
Wait.
cinema.
Yeah.
I wait.